Hey church, hope you're well. It's Monday, March 16th, another House to House edition here. Most of you know that I have 4 kids, and a lot of you are parents or grandparents, and you may have noticed this as well. I noticed pretty young, when my kids are still pretty young, I noticed that when they were out with other people, church or school or a friend's house or something, they had a certain level of behavior that they would pretty much put on a good face on things, polite, even if they weren't feeling well, they'd present their best face to people. But when they came home, the mask kind of dropped. I'm not talking about rude or disrespectful behavior. That's a different thing. But just you'd kind of really see what was going on, and it's true of all of us, right? We tend to kind of put on our best face with other people, but when we're around our family, particularly family that we trust or good friends, we drop that mask, that veneer, and we let people see what's really going on. And I think a lot of that has to do with trust. We can just be more comfortable with people that we know love us and will accept us even when we reveal some of the worst in us. It's one of the reasons I love the Psalms. You know, this book of the Bible in the middle of the Old Testament that is really just a collection of prayers. Real prayers written by real people who were in real life circumstances a long time ago, but not that different from our circumstances. Some of the Psalms are full of praise and joy. I think of Psalm 118, that famous prayer in there that says, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." And there are some days that I feel that way, and I pray that prayer, and I just, this day is a gift, Lord. I rejoice. I'm grateful for you. But thank God that not all the Psalms set that tone, right? What if every Psalm was like that? The only prayers that the scriptures gave us were these Psalms of praise and joy and gratitude. That would be really difficult because we don't feel that way all the time. I don't. A lot of the time I feel the opposite. I don't feel like this is the day the Lord's made. I don't feel like rejoicing. I'm not glad in the day. Wish the day was over and never began. What a gift that the Psalms are. There's such a variety there. Today's Psalm, for instance, if you're reading with us, is Psalm 44. Listen to the words that this psalmist closes the prayer with. This is the end of the psalm. He's speaking, praying to God. "Rouse yourself. Why do you sleep, O Lord? Awake. Don't cast us off forever. Why do you hide your face? Why do you forget our affliction and oppression? For we sink down to the dust. Our bodies cling to the ground. Rise up. Come to our help. Redeem us for the sake of your steadfast love." The words of the Message translation, kind of a paraphrase, Eugene Peterson, they're even more stark. This is the way he puts the prayer. I mean, imagine speaking to God like this. "Get up, God. Are you going to sleep all day? Wake up. Don't you care what happens to us? Why do you bury your face in the pillow? Why pretend things are just fine with us? And here we are flat on our faces in the dirt, held down with a boot on our necks. Get up and come to our rescue. If you love us so much, then help us." And there's maybe a part of you that wants to say with me, you can't talk to God like that. You can't do that. And yet, here's the thing. That's how we feel sometimes. Is God sleeping? No, God never sleeps. We know that. Does God forget us? Forget our trouble? No, of course not. But sometimes we feel like he is. Sometimes in life you just feel like, "What, God, where are you? I can't get a break. Are you asleep? Do you even notice me?" Whether it's wrong or right, that's how we feel. That's the places we are some days. What a gift that the Psalms allow that kind of space for us to pray. God sees it anyway, right? He sees it how we feel. We get permission in the Psalms to speak to God, I think always with reverence and respect. We don't get permission to do that, but to be honest in our prayers. If you read the whole Psalm, much of it still does say, "God, we trust you, we love you, we know you've been faithful, remember," and yet the person in that place in life was able to speak that kind of honesty. And I think that's because, like it is in our homes, is because we can trust God. We can know that we can come before him and speak our minds. He sees our minds already. Why put on a mask? It's useless with God. and yet he still loves us and still shows us grace. So be honest and speak those words. It doesn't mean that we only pray the Psalms that we feel like praying. I mean, it's good no matter what the morning feels like to get up and pray, Lord, this is a day that you've made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, even if it's the last thing I want to do, because sometimes in praying that prayer, it moves me towards joy and gratitude for the day. But also, what a gift that the Psalms allow, again, space for us to pray where we are. So I don't know where you are today, rejoicing. Where are you, God? Are you asleep? Bring that to God openly and honestly. And many of you do pray the Psalms. I really keep encouraging us to follow along with us and pray one of the Psalms every day, whether you feel like the words or not. But you'll find space for wherever you are. It's a beautiful gift that God gives us in the Psalms. Tomorrow morning we'll gather again, 7:30. The link's in the email. Love to have you come pray with us. If prayer is something that you're still learning, this is a great place to come and just listen. You don't have to pray aloud, but just listen and pray with us. It's a gift. It's just 30 minutes, and we'll be together. Keep in mind, we're waiting this week for the county to move to the red tier. When they do, we'll get word out about changes in worship in person and let you know about that. So anticipating that might happen this week. So wherever you are today, I hope you're encouraged, and I pray that you sense the love of God, your Father, grace of Christ, his Son, and the unity, the fellowship of the Holy Spirit. Peace.